sportsrx.com and hit the Listen Live button, and that pulls us to the streamer right here for KMZQ 670 The Score. Make sure you follow that link, and we're going to commercial break in about 5 seconds here, so just go ahead and do that, sportsrx.com, hit Listen Live, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
If you're suffering from aches and pains, it's time to try Arbo Vitae Health and Wellness Dietary Supplement. Arbo Vitae contains pycnogenol, the most powerful, natural anti-inflammatory and antioxidant available, which is nature's way to support the immune system. Let Arbo Vitae help your body restore itself today. To order Arbo Vitae online, go to ARBORVITAEUS.com. To order by phone, call 800-570-0433. That number again, 800-570-0433. Arbo Vitae is proud to sponsor Fish Talk Radio. Check out the show on Facebook or visit the Fish Talk website at fishtalkradio.com. The first caller will receive a 30-day supply of Arbo Vitae with no obligation, so call now, 800-570-0433. KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Hey Ryan, do we have any beer in the fridge?
Nah, I thought you got some.
The game starts in 5 minutes.
And you drank the last beer at midnight on Friday.
I wish there was a place that delivered beer.
Yes, I'm Captain Crafted. I'm here to bring you beer. That's Captain, C-R-A-F-T''D. Why? Because there's no E, just a D, as in deliver, because Captain Crafted delivers.
That's right, the Crafted Beer Store in Redlands is now open for business with great prices and deliveries of your favorite beer, wine, spirits, water, ice, and mixers. Did I mention their great prices? That's CRAFTDBEER store.com or Fred Crafted Beer Store on Facebook.com. Make it easy. Google Redlands Beer Delivery. Look for Crafted Beer.
Crafted Beer Store in Redlands is now open for business, and I'm here to deliver.
This is Dick from Carpet Masters. Carpet Masters has been serving the Inland Empire for over 60 years. We are locally owned and operated by the Stevens family. We not only clean carpet and furniture, we clean many loose rugs, including Oriental rugs. Oriental rugs are cleaned in our modern facility where the fringes are cleaned by hand, then hung in our modern facility to dry. We do not use steam cleaning to clean your fine furniture. Furniture is cleaned by hand using the same absorption cleaning used in the White House. Some furniture we bring into our plant to clean properly. We normally use 2 men on each cleaning job using the extraction method. There is nothing that will clean carpet better for our customers. Our job is to clean properly with quality first. Google Carpet Masters San Bernardino and give us a call, or go to carpetmasterssocal.com.
Are you having trouble getting a good night's sleep? Is it affecting your work and personal life? Do you snore so loud you rattle the walls? Well, South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out. South Pacific Sleep Labs will provide you with a personal sleep study to help you find out how to get a great night of rest. Snoring, weight gain, health issues, and stress are some of the contributing factors for a lack of sleep. South Pacific Sleep Lab will do a complete study, including evaluating you with an overnight study of your sleep patterns. With locations in Glendora, Hawthorne, Encino, and Los Angeles, South Pacific Sleep Labs can provide you with the help you need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 310-999-1887 to schedule your appointment today. That's 310-999-1887. Start resting easy and sleeping sound today.
Do you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS? Can't afford to pay? You're not alone. The slow economy has backed many Americans into a financial corner. Here's fantastic news. The Internal Revenue Service is now accepting reduced settlements from taxpayers in trouble. A government program is in place to relieve overburdened taxpayers. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative, and if you qualify, you can end all collections, settle your tax issue, and possibly reduce the amount you owe by thousands of dollars. A new taxpayer emergency helpline has been set up by Tax Mediation Services. Call the helpline now at 877-207-2077. See if you qualify to have all collections ended and to have your tax problems resolved for thousands less. If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS that you cannot afford to pay, call now to see if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative. 877-207-2077. 877-207-2077. 877-207-2077.
You've tuned in to KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Welcome to the 90 Degree Show, the sports center for college marching bands where we recap the ultimate battles from this weekend. And now, here's our host, the Phantom Podcaster himself, Joe Beard.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the 90 Degree Show. I'm your host, Joe Beard, and happy to be of service for you. We appreciate all those listening through iTunes, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, KCAAradio.com, our blog, or wherever you are, Twitch TV, I forgot about that, or wherever you are on the interwebs. At the end of the broadcast, if you decide you like the show, then we appreciate a donation to the network if you feel so in your heart, of course. Just simply go to themarchingpodcast.com and click on the donate button to help improve the show and help build our scholarship fund. You can also go to themarchingpodcast.com after this broadcast to see the video of this very show on our most recent podcast release. All right. Thank you very much. This podcast, this radio station, if you will, is brought to you by Block Band Music and Publishing, SAY Marketing and Promotions, and blockusup.com. We hope you enjoy the show. First, I want to give a shout out to the people that donated to our cause, helping the Marching Podcast get on this great platform. You are much appreciated. And welcome again to the 90 Degree Show. Let me first say hello to our outstanding panel of experts. First, we have the one and only owner and founder of the fifthquarterforum.com. And I always like to call her, a.k.a. Rosa Parks, the great Christy Walker. What's going on tonight, Christy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Excited because we're going to be talking about your school tonight. And we won't be, like shoving it in at the end to try to get it in. We'll have a full night to talk about it. And the illustrious owner and founder of Block Band Music and Publishing, the great Rashad Waters, with the T-shirt on too. What's going on, Rashad?
Oh man, this is a sweatshirt, brother. We upgraded.
Oh, dude. Nice. And our thoughts and prayers to our other outstanding co-host who was without because she had a death in the family, the one and only Bridget Bell. We are holding you up in prayer, so hope everything goes well with you. And shout out to you tonight. And we are here tonight to talk about the most intriguing battles of the weekend. The phone lines are back. So make sure you call into the show at 888-909-1050 to give us your take about whatever you saw from the weekend. And we're going to accept more phone calls tonight as they come in. I know the last couple of weeks we were trying to talk and get a lot of stuff in, but we'll go ahead and do our best to answer the call. Also, do not be alarmed if someone else answers the phone. That's new. That's big time, where you actually get to screen the calls. Like, you just can't call and just get on. Someone will answer the phone and see who you are first. So don't want to alarm anyone to that. But yeah, screening the calls big time, like with the peacock in the background. All right, y'all. So again, like I say, Christy and Rashad are ready to go. And this radio show, we are going to talk about the one and only North Carolina A&T Blue and Gold Marching Machine And now, see, I'm new to the East Coast, new with the MEAC. I did not know Norfolk was like crunk like that. Like,
first of all, you're saying it wrong. It's Norfolk. You are butchering the name. Sorry, that's just a pet peeve of mine.
But Norfolk with an A, like Norfolk.
That's one way to say it.
I can't describe it. Rashad, you know the deal. Like, you went to Hampton, so you know how it's pronounced. It's Norfolk. It's not Norfolk. It's not,
That's definitely a word that should be bleeped.
Okay.
Right. It's not that either.
So Norfolk. Did I say it right? Norfolk.
That's a little better.
Okay. So, yeah, I know that people have always talked about how great and how good they are. But when I started paying attention to them, we started doing this podcast, they were rebuilding. But over the last couple of years, they are pretty good. And I'm sure we'll get into that here in the broadcast. So we'll talk about them tonight. And I was going to say a couple of things here and there about Miles, but Bridget is not here, so we might wait till next week. Okay. But I saw a little of the fifth of them against Tuskegee. Shout out to Brother John Leonard. Shout out to the great band director. Actually met him when I was doing the Chopping It Up with Christy. So, actually, look, we actually have a Chopping It Up with both of the people that you have. You guys can Google Chopping It Up with Christy Walker and Chopping It Up with Rashad Waters. And John called in because I was recalling some of my favorite band stories. And John called in. That's how I met John. And John was not the director of Tuskegee, so it's cool to know folks when they was started on the ground floor. You know what I'm saying?
At the bottom, now we here.
Exactly. So shout out to Tuskegee, shout out to Miles, shout out to all the bands we get a chance to talk to tonight, and we'll do so after our first break. But I did the shirt last week, so this week I just got the straight up marchingpodcast.com. Y'all check out the website. Got my shirt, and if anyone else wants to send a shirt in, or I might buy a shirt to send some props to some people out there, we'll go ahead and do that. But yeah, check out the marchingpodcast.com. Like we have not said that enough. All right, so let's go ahead and go to our first break. And we will come right back and get into the great NCAT. NCAT, right?
Don't call it that.
Oh, I'm sorry. North Carolina. Yeah, that's right. I like that, though. But no, North Carolina A&T, Blue and Gold Marching Machine, and Norfolk.
You tried. It's better. You tried.
Okay, I appreciate that. And Norfolk State. We'll get into that after the break, y'all.
Show will return in a moment.
Hello, this is Professor Snipes with the Miles College Purple Marching Machine. You are now listening to the 90 Degree Show here on the Marching Podcast Network.
Band directors, have you ever found yourselves in this situation? Showtime is quickly approaching. Your budget is quickly disappearing. Your music choices are narrowing. The equipment condition is wearing and your stress level is mounting. Stop what you're doing and contact Block Band Music and find out how we've got you. Check www.blockbandmusic.com, providing music, equipment, gear, and accessories to show style, core style, and traditional bands worldwide.
The source for fair and factual information on your favorite college bands, blockusup.com. Well-written articles, in-depth band performance analysis, helpful resources for band directors, fun band-related topics, and exclusive interviews with some of today's brightest and most talented leaders of college marching bands. Visit us at blockusup.com, the meeting place for band fans and band directors.
And now, more of the 90 Degree Show with your host, Joe Beard.
y'all know about that? Yeah, what y'all know about that? All right, y'all, we are back. Y'all listening to the great North Carolina A&T, and we'll get into that in the fifth. They had a little Migos battle there. That was like my favorite part. But really excited. Actually, a really good fifth, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But wanted to talk to the greatest experts ever in HBCU marching bands here, Christy and Rashad. I wanted to talk to you guys about the halftime show. So I didn't know this was a bitter rivalry. Did not know how serious it was because A&T has just been consistently better. So I didn't know that Norfolk was, like right up there. But I feel that people got their money's worth this year. So Christy, I'll ask you first. What did you think about this great matchup between your school and Norfolk?
Okay. Well, you are right, Joe. There is a band rivalry, I think, between A&T and Norfolk. And I'll say in the past 15 years or so. And it's interesting because it's not the football team. Of course, the football team, they want to win. But I feel like it's a band rivalry in addition, even more than the football team rivalry between these two schools. And interesting thing is that I went to A&T, as everybody on the podcast probably knows. I actually worked in Norfolk State for a little bit. So, this is interesting, always an interesting matchup to me. I thought both schools had I really thought that both schools in the halftime show had a balanced sound. I really liked that you could hear the woodwinds in both groups. I thought, both schools had their pluses and minuses, although I will say that there weren't many minuses in the halftime show. I watched the first part of the fifth, but I didn't watch the whole thing because the whole fifth ended up being an hour,
right.
About an hour or so. But I watched the first part of it, which we'll probably get into a little bit later. But overall, I thought both bands did a really good job with their halftime shows. Both schools had a really clean sound, a balanced sound. So what I want to do is just, I'm going to let Rashad talk a little bit so I don't, so I want to give him lots of time to say what he wants to say, and then I'll come back. But before I do that, there's just one thing I want to say. I did not appreciate how Norfolk State, they tried it. They tried to play Velvet Road. They tried to play it. And I saw it from one angle. When I first saw them play Velvet Road, I heard them at one angle. And it wasn't that good to me. And then I saw it when Meet Me on the 50 did the halftime footage of them. And I saw it in that angle. And although it sounded better than the first angle I saw, neither one of those was good. And I don't know why they were trying to play our song or whatever. I don't know, but it's whatever. But I'm gonna let Rashad go ahead. I'm gonna give the floor to him.
So right quick, I was actually gonna ask you that about Velvet Rope, because I saw you had a post about it and you was like, "Yeah, nice try." And then I was looking at the comments on YouTube, and people was like, "Man, they tried to play Velvet Rope." What is Velvet Rope? You have to school me on it because I don't know what it is.
Velvet Rope's a song by Janet Jackson. So you know how she had the album, The Velvet Rope. So it's the song.
Okay.
It's the song from that album. And the first time I heard Velvet Rope being played was by, I think it was St. Aug's High School in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
I think they're the first ones that I personally heard play Velvet Rope, but in the style that like A&T does it now. But yeah, that in Velvet Rope usually in the fifth for A&T, that's usually our closing song. That's like I don't want to say it's like the equivalent of Behold, because Velvet Rope was not written for A&T like Behold was written for Legion, but that is kind of like our closing song during the fifth. So yeah, that's what it is.
Oh.
So on YouTube and look up the Janet Jackson song, and you'll be able to hear it.
Okay, because, even the announcer for Norfolk, he said, "Oh, Velvet Rope, y'all." Like, he said something about it. So I was like, dang, this...
No, he said, oh, and I wrote it down. He said, we're going to play your music and crank on you.
Oh, he said crank. Somebody from the MEAC said crank, y'all. You got to watch out now.
We got to channel Bridget here.
I know, right?
That is not in the musical dictionary, Norfolk State.
Crank does not offend me. I'm going to just, I said what I said, like Nene. I said what I said. Crank is not a four-letter word. It does not offend me.
Right. Crank is
don't like crank. So.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I know Bridget is mad. I know she got to be hot, boy.
I know.
She's about to call in anyway. I'm with my family right now. Oh, boy.
Well, that's what's up. So, Rashad, what did you think about so far about the matchup between the two?
Well, here we go. Oh, what a great matchup. What a great matchup. So, yes, the rivalry between Norfolk State and A&T's band, I think really goes back to 2000, or perhaps you could even say 1998. In 1998, Norfolk State's band was really rebuilding. So 96, 97, 98, they really had kind of fallen on bad times. And I remember when they went to A&T, and as Norfolk State was marching back to the designated area for them to change clothes, A&T's band, this is Hodge years, so you got to put that in there. A&T's band chased them down. They literally they marched them down, chased them down, blowing at them while they were marching. Norfolk State's band went into the auditorium on campus to change, and A&T's band surrounded the auditorium and cranked on the auditorium.
Oh.
Yeah, they cranked. Yeah, that's what they did. These were Hodge years, so A&T was a different band. They're more, I don't know what to call
professional,
them now.
nice.
But back in the day.
Tread lightly.
That's what that's just what the A&T did. We all know that's what they did. So in 2000, it was a very interesting battle, because that was the first year that Norfolk became the monster that they were for a lot of times in the 2000s. And there was a great battle. This was the very first night game between Norfolk State and A&T. And I'm sorry, I think it was the second night game at the stadium of A&T, and then they cut off the lights in the fifth, started having fireworks going in the middle of the fifth quarter, and they were battling back and forth. It was an amazing film. So these bands have really started to have a huge rivalry really since then. And I wasn't disappointed today. I have been disappointed because, like you said before, Norfolk has really been on downtime. Again recently, as many of the MEAC bands have been. But Norfolk is they're back. They are back now. So let's get into it. I'm going to talk about the halftime show. A&T's musically perform very, very well, as they have been over the last few years. I think they're continuing to maintain consistency, even without Dr. Jones there, with Dr. Jones being at Hampton. However, A&T's downfall really was the marching. A couple years back, when A&T really started their transformation into what they are now, one of the main things that people hated on them for was that their marching was really not up to par. And so the very next year, they were marching. Every time you saw them, they were boom, 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 they were kicking it. When I saw the show this time, the thing that was missing from the show was that high energy in the marching. You can play well, but if your marching is not high energy, it really takes away from it. And that's kind of, as I was watching the drill, I just wasn't energized. Even though I was loving what I was hearing, I wasn't excited by what I was watching. So yeah, A&T, you guys have got to get that marching back again. They drilled out my guy, but that was great because they stopped and faced the crowd and did that, and the run was exceptionally clean. So great work to you guys there. In addition to that, for the Dance Girl song, they did Pleasure Principle and Schooling Life, which I thought was both very, very good arrangements. I thought Golden Delight was very interesting and exciting to watch. And then they did Pretty Brown Eyes as a slow song. I was kind of surprised to hear that one. I'm not going to say that it's been stapled by other bands, but I just never thought of that as something that A&T plays because I've heard so many other bands. You know, when I think of Pretty Brown Eyes, I think of Hampton. I think about is it Virginia State? Virginia State plays that. I don't really think about A&T playing that, so I was surprised to hear that. But it sounded good. The bass line was interesting. They went a really different way that I've heard before. And A&T's dancer team was very good, very exciting. I was looking at the energy in their dancer team. So overall, it was a good show. I wouldn't say it was a great show. It wasn't the most exciting show. It wasn't like the Honda shows that we've seen before. It's like they didn't really pull out all the stops. They just, did a good show. I've come to expect a little bit more from A&T. I've only seen them one time this year. So I really didn't know exactly what to expect, but it was good. It just wasn't great like I've seen in the past. Now, NSU, before I say anything positive about them, let me just point out the fact that Norfolk State cannot dance. They just cannot dance. They've never been able to dance. I've never seen one good dancer team from this band. I think they spend a lot of their time tuning and maintaining articulation and all these type of good things that we like. And when they get to the dance, when they work on their dance, they say, okay, guys, we're just going to do 4 counts this way and 4 counts this way because they're terrible at it. However, despite that, I'm going to go do some positive things about them. I'm going to paraphrase John Hodge here and say with A&T, you guys were good, but now we're going to show you how to get better. Because to me, this is what Norfolk State was. A&T was good. They were really good. But Norfolk State was much better. There was good, high energy movement. That marching, Norfolk State's one of their strong points has always been their marching. And it was no difference today. They were very, very strong in the marching field. It was exciting to watch them. They did a lot of moves with the whole band. Like, for example, there's one section where the trombones had the melody, so the trombones stopped and played while the I think it was the trumpets on either side kept marching. They did the horns up, horns to the box type of things. Just a lot of whole band movements that were interesting to watch. They drilled to Treat Her Like a Lady. Fantastic trumpets in there.
I know.
I mean, they just kept hitting us with those runs. Trombones sounded solid on that. Played Working Day and Night for the Dance Girl song for me. The arrangement, and the flips, like with the robbers, there was a cops and robbers type of thing. They weren't really flipping together. I didn't understand the whole cops and robbers. Like, it made sense for the robbers to be out there because the girls were dressed as cops, but as far as how that had anything to do with the song or anything to do with the show, I didn't get it. Like, I really needed something from the announcer or something else in that dance to make it make sense. Let me see here. They played a slow song. I can't remember what it was at this time, but they sounded fantastic doing it. Again, they can't dance. But however, overall, Norfolk State's sound was just incredible. I mean, I just got to give it to them. They sounded absolutely fantastic on the field. And I did think that they did a better job overall. It wasn't like a trouncing by any stretch of the imagination, particularly with that working every day and night. However, I do think that they were the better band overall on the field. Joe, I don't know if you want to jump in before we get into the
fifth quarter. We're not going to we talk about this a little bit more. We'll get into the fifth. I was impressed with both bands. I mean, I like A&T, so it's like I was already expecting them to do well. I think that they still have the best halftime shows out of all of the college marching bands. They didn't do too much this weekend, but yeah, I'm sure they saving something for the Honda, where they gonna have somebody like twirling around. And you remember that one Honda? I remember pretty much everybody was saying A&T won when the guy they were swinging the dude around like by his heels, or like he was on somebody's shoulder or something like that. Cold Steel. I was a Blue Steel.
Cold Steel.
Yeah, right. Cold Steel. So I was excited. I'm always excited to see them. I do want to say real quick, shout out to all the videographers out there, The Edge, Showtime. Forgive me if I'm forgetting somebody. OJ from South Carolina State. Yeah, Meet Me on the 50. If you guys watch their shows on YouTube, make sure you like it and show them some love. I know my man at Showtime.
and the individual schools
And
media teams.
that's right. I know the Boom has one.
A&T has one.
A&T has ones. Marching 8 to 5. Shout out to them. We also chopped it up with them. And make sure that you guys, show them some love. My man on Showtime Web, he got the little link where you can give him a little donation. So that's tight too. But yeah, always love what you guys do because, we wouldn't have the show without you. So like me out here on the West Coast can show some people out here what's going on. But yeah, meet me on the 50. Only thing I don't like about his is that he's like really right there on the 50. And I guess that's like the point because that's his name. But like I like it a little bit higher. HBCUbands.com. I thought about Gerard. But
Gerard, Gerard.
What you was about to say something, Christy?
No, I was saying with Eddie, meet me on the 50. The only time I've seen him on the 50, like he gets in between the two bands during the 5th, which is where, all the band hands are anyway. So, I mean, I don't see anything being wrong with that.
Well, on the 5th, yeah, but on the halftime show, I know like Garrett or the Edge, like they're higher up so you can see the whole show. That's probably because swag bands do so much more in the drill. But that was just a little. I was just joking. I was just joking. So, my bad, Christy.
So what does Johnson C. Smith do on the
John C. Smith.
Okay.
I gotta bring a thing with pass.
I know. Why you always brought up Smith? That's Smith gonna be cranking one day, and then you ain't gonna be able to say nothing. But yeah, they don't have enough people to do formations at Smith. No shade, Smith. But yeah, so. I was impressed. Okay, so one thing I do love that the MEAC got down packed is the hybrid style. Like, that is the dopest thing ever. Where, like, they marching and maybe they'll keep their horns front and then they'll march backwards or march to the side. I really, really like that. That's, like, exciting. And both A&T, I've seen A&T do it before, but I didn't know Norfolk did it.
Norfolk was doing that way before anybody. Well, not before anybody, because I know back in the day, Mississippi Valley State was doing that. But like Norfolk, they were the ones to do it first. I mean, they were one of the first ones to do it, but not the first.
Yeah. See, break me down. See, I don't know.
Yeah.
But even like exact in their movements, and I think we kind of talked about this a little before, just the originality. Like Christy last week talking about like. Just please stop rattling. That you're rattling. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. That's fam. So I felt the same way about seeing Norfolk because it was the first time I had seen like the precision and like the exact movements and like they look like the military. You know what I'm saying? So I really, really enjoyed that, and they sounded good. You know what I mean? The only
I thought this was a very, very evenly match. I thought it was probably one of the most even matches that I've seen from any two bands.
Yeah, I just wish that both bands did more with the drill. I kind of want to see more formations. Norfolk, that show that they did looked very similar to what they did at Queen City. Like they did, I don't know what formations they were making, but they were really basic formations, like easy to form. And they did the thing with like the flash and the flare, but I would like to at least see some pinwheels, like Rashad say, maybe some step twos, maybe some patterns of motion. And maybe that's a personal thing. I would just like to see that more from both bands. But I don't know. I was kind of leaning towards A&T just because it seemed like I saw Norfolk show already. And I think they probably changed some of the songs that they used. But A&T formed their A&T, and they went down and, went into their block formation for Golden Delight or whatever. But Norfolk, they had that little, I don't know, like that half circle thing or whatever, and that was pretty much it. I just like to see more from that. Norfolk's drum majors, just take a knee. Just take the advice from the professional players. Just sit down. Super whack is the thing that I actually was thinking about. Like, okay, so maybe just whack, but yeah, just on that whack level. I mean, I was just like,
Wow.
I just didn't know what they were doing. It's like, how is the band doing all of this, and then y'all just like popping to the side on the pogo stick? Y'all just popping to the side, just popping. I was just like, what? Like, I wanted to see a little bit. Yeah, just what? Yeah, what? And then looking to the side too. Yeah, they need some. They need some help. They need some help with that. You're not gonna get anyone to come play.
That's what they do, though. It's original, though. Nobody else does it.
I know. They need that. They need to steal something. But maybe this is okay to steal something from somebody right there. So other than that, I had to ask you guys about Velvet Rope, because I was like, okay, what is that? They play Velvet Rope. I do like the way Norfolk they bowed. Like they put one leg over the other, and then that was cool. I like that. And then they have their like the elbows out. Like they had their elbows out the whole time, and like they'll march and then they'll stop, like with their legs open. Like I was just kind of got exposed to the program. You know what I mean? Right. That's kind of what it was. And then I was thinking about, that's why Rashad don't like y'all so much. That's what I'm saying, because they're good.
No, that's a rivalry right there. Now that's the real rivalry, is the Battle of the Bay.
Right, the Battle of the Bay. So that made it a little bit more like realistic in my mind, seeing this video. So I thought, I was impressed. But yeah, I kind of gave the edge a little bit to A&T just because I think Norfolk can do more. I think A&T can do more on the field, especially with the drill. But I would like to see these two bands maybe add some backwards pinwheels or hybrid mixed with some step twos or something, or a box.
A&T has done that. A&T has done that, just not in that particular show last week. But they've done that.
You're not going to see much of that from Norfolk, because that's kind of the whole thing. Like, the further that you get when you're talking about hybrid, the further core style that you get, the less that you're going to see pinwheels. That's just not, you don't do pinwheels in core style bands. That's just not what you do.
Okay, that's what's up. Again, if you guys are listening and you want to call in, 888-909-1050, we can talk about the 5th and then see what else is coming up. But yeah, I definitely thought A&T just had a little bit of a better show. I like the announcer for A&T too. He mixed in, especially when you guys played Pretty Brown Eyes. He was like, pretty, brown, I was like, he mixed it in there. I like that. But yeah, that's Southern song. Be careful with that, because Southern.
And I feel like Norfolk State's trombones. I'm sorry, not trombones. Trumpets. Their trumpets. I wasn't really impressed with their trumpets for this show.
You talking about Norfolk State?
Yeah, because I felt like they kind of ran out of steam. Like throughout the 5th. I guess as the 5th progressed. And I don't want to jump the gun and talk about the 5th, but I felt like they kind of ran out of steam a little bit.
They had some screamers, though. They had some guys sitting up there adding the right, and then they wasn't falling through the cracks. I guess that's another thing I like about Norfolk. They had the guys sitting up in the upper register, and then they wasn't hanging over or slipping through. So I appreciate that more. That's the only thing. It's not real trumpet crazy on the East Coast, but it seems like the whole band has the same volume. It's like all complete and musical, like Bridget likes. You know what I'm saying? But
it definitely ain't trumpet. It ain't trumpet heavy down south, because you can't even hear the trumpets down south.
Well, that's a new thing. Back in,
we can't go back to the 90s.
I know, and maybe that's my problem. But yeah, the funk was off the chain in the 90s. Just grab a tape. Anytime I was there, me and my Crab Brothers, the 97.
Right.
The 97 Thugs. Yeah, we was off the chain.
Yes, you got 20 mellophones now, so the funk is just barely showing up to the game.
I know, right? So we need about 80 trumpets, and then that's going to balance things out. That's just how I'm rolling, something like that. So again, 888-909-1050. You can call in. We'll take another break here, and we'll come back and talk about the 5th. And we'll talk about whatever else we got on. But yeah, you're listening to the 90 Degree Show. We appreciate it. We'll be back to talk about the 5th between North Carolina A&T and Norfolk State.
Your host, Joe Beard, and the 90 Degree Show will return in a moment.
Hello, this is Tamisha Brock, Practice 2 consultant and a graduate of Virginia State University and Norfolk State University, and you're listening to the Marching Podcast Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is Joe Beard from the Marching Podcast. Is your school, club, or organization looking for high-quality decorated apparel to outfit your students, staff, club, or team? Tired of the same old boring white T-shirt? Are you in charge of the upcoming fundraiser or special event, but don't really have time to troll the internet for ideas or compare products? SAY can help with design and product selection. We can even assist with ideas on conducting an effective fundraising program. SAY can help you save time and get your message heard. So call 1-800-975-3156. SAY Marketing and Promotions.
Give your brand a voice.
The Marching Podcast Network is a network of podcasts with a purpose to inspire, educate, and show positive images in our community. Our network produces podcasts about college marching bands, business, health, finances, college preparation, spirituality, instrumentation development, along with one-on-one interviews with strong role models in our community. Looking for a podcast network that educates and inspires to make our world a better place? Then listen to us. Check out our website at themarchingpodcast.com. Tweet us at Marching Podcast or follow our blog at blog4.themarchingpodcast.com. The Marching Podcast, changing the world through positive interaction.
And now, more of the 90 Degree Show with your host, Joe Beard.
Welcome back, y'all. So that was Norfolk. They had a little Migos battle there in the fifth, and we'll get into that here in a second. But A&T played it at them first, and then Norfolk played it back to them. So we'll get into that. Rashad stepped away. Oh, there go Rashad. About to say, man, wear your sweatshirt. Block Band Music Public. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so I asked you first, Rashad, and then I asked Christy, what did you think about? Oh, you know what? I'm tripping. We got a caller, Kevin. I believe Kevin. You said his name was. What's going on, Kevin? Man, how you doing tonight?
What's up? I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Is Kevin Poteet?
You know, nope. This is Kevin Harris from Norfolk State. How are you, Christy? I love you, girl. That's my family. Hey, listen, I'm enjoying the show, and I just want to tell y'all thank you for doing this. And I just want to comment on the game.
Is that Kev?
Really?
Kevin NSU.
Oh,
that's right.
That case. Okay.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling on. Welcome to the show, brother. Tell us what you think, man.
Thank y'all for doing this.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought it was a battle of epic proportions when it comes to our two schools. Although Hampton is our school rival at Norfolk State, A&T is our band rival, and we get up for that game. It's not much to get up for in the MEAC because we don't travel to FAMU and Bethune. So when we get a chance to see A&T, that's our big game. And so I thought the fifth was hype. I thought it gave the crowd just what they wanted, just enough. When the bands played the same tunes back to back, I think they got everything they wanted from the fifth. I like A&T's sound on the field. I like A&T's sound in the fifth. I thought Norfolk State did their thing as well. So all in all, the fans got exactly what they needed.
So I gotta ask you, Kevin. As far as the halftime show, who would you kind of who do you think did a little bit better?
So, because one, I'm on the staff at Norfolk State, I don't want to say who did best. Right. I know one thing, I enjoyed A&T thoroughly. I am the videographer and photographer, and I sat up there with my friends, from A&T that do videography and photography, and we both enjoyed each other's show, and we had a great time. I thought A&T's sound was powerful. It was in your face, and it was great. I thought the Spartan Legion did a good job as well. And like I said, I mean, both schools did well. It wasn't one of those things where you walk away saying somebody just smashed somebody.
Right.
So it was all good.
Yeah, I have to agree.
He said A&T was powerful, but Norfolk did good as well. That's how good as well sounds like A&T is what he's saying.
Stop instigating. Stop.
I'm just reading between the lines. You did good as well. Sounds like a participation.
I like your take. I like your take on that, but I don't. I'm just not going to toot our horn. Our kids did a great job, and so that's all we could ask for. And they did a great job.
Well, that's what's up, Kevin, man. I sure appreciate it. I have to say myself, I thought Norfolk sound was in your face. Like I thought Norfolk, I thought both of them sound good on the field, but in the fifth, Norfolk was they were off the chain with it. You know what I'm saying? Both bands did good with the dynamics, and it would be quiet one time. But I just noticed the pianissimo. Oh, look, Christy, I said the word this week. I said the right word.
You did. You said it right.
You get musical terms now.
I appreciate that. So their pianissimo was a little bit better than A&T's.
Okay, Norfolk.
Yeah, Norfolk. I thought theirs was good. Norfolk, yeah. See?
I like the way you say Norfolk.
Yeah.
We tried to make sure we kept our energy up all the way through. Even if we had gone all the way back down and did a drum battle, we wanted to have the most energy. We wanted to try to keep it entertaining the entire time. So when the slow songs started coming, we didn't want to play slow songs. We wanted to keep the energy high and stay powerful. And I think we did a good job with that in the fifth.
Well, that's what's up, Kevin, man.
But one more thing.
Yeah.
A&T's SWV mix had us up there rocking. We were all singing. So that was my highlight of the fifth.
Okay, that's cool. I appreciate the call, Kevin. And definitely, man, are you on Facebook and all of that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, yeah, I gotta make sure I expand my network here. You said you was with Norfolk, so I gotta make sure. A couple people have actually been finding me over the couple weeks, and it's mutual friends like Christy and Rashad and all. I was like, oh, okay, so they good people. It's all good. So
I connect y'all. I shared you through the Spartan Legion's Facebook page, Instagram today, and Twitter, and a couple people say they were going to pick up on it today. So hopefully you have some people watching, but I'll continue to watch. I think this is moving the ball down the field for HBCU bands, and I appreciate all three of you doing it. So.
Hey man, I appreciate it too. Yeah, the Norfolk found us on Twitter today, and I was like, yes. So that was really cool. So yeah, love it when the actual band itself has a Twitter account, and we don't have to use the school. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Oh, that's what's up, Kevin, man. I appreciate the call, man. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, y'all have a good night.
All right, you too.
You missed that. That's okay.
I did.
I didn't catch that.
What you
I was just saying, make sure all the Norfolk State people watch this video, because this will be the last time I say anything good about Norfolk State. So make sure y'all tune in.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand the rivalry. We got another caller, and I'll go ahead and bring him in. What's going on? How you doing tonight? Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, team?
Well, somebody said team. The Bronx, Christy, the Bronx. Who is this?
No. Hey, man, this is Eddie Evans, owner of Meet Me on the Fifth.
Oh, what's up, man? Welcome to the show, man. Thank you. Without you, we wouldn't be talking about nothing tonight. Appreciate that.
I had to tune in because, too, when I heard about this thing starting up, I said, Marching Podcast, that already has a ring to it. So I know it's going to jump off. So, I think what y'all doing is a great thing. And I was out there on Saturday. I go ahead and get my little weigh in. All I'm going to say is this, and Christy, you ain't going to like it, but there is a new small band with a big sound. That's all I'm going to say.
No, sir. No, negative. Do not use that terminology. Talk about it.
They have, somebody said, A&T played T-shirt, and Norfolk played White Beater.
Oh.
Now I don't know if that was a compliment towards A&T or towards Norfolk. I couldn't tell, but either way, man.
That's not what that person said. They said A&T played T-shirt and Norfolk State played tank top. That's
tank
what they
top.
said.
Oh yeah.
Tank top.
Man, I gotta say, halftime, I was more impressed with A&T, but that's in the stands. I don't know how Norfolk put out the sound they put out. It was just amazing to me. A&T sounded great. They sounded balanced, but I just couldn't understand how this small band. I'm not even used to saying Norfolk and small band in the same sentence, but that's just what it is now. But they that was my take. I think A&T took halftime, and the fifth, I kind of sided with Norfolk on that.
I agree.
What was y'all?
I
Okay,
agree.
cool.
I agree, man. Norfolk was putting out the good watts, as they say, and like I say, both bands was good with the dynamics. But when Norfolk opened up, I was like, wow. I was like, that's nice, and I like their version of T-shirt better. So I don't know what the joke meant, but it's a good joke. But
yeah, I think what they were saying was Norfolk. You know, Norfolk has a certain way of arranging songs. Sometimes you're either gonna hate it or you're gonna love it. And I think what happened was they put that Norfolk spin on it. So it's T-shirt is more of a ratchet song. You know what I'm saying? It's by Migos first of all. So, but it kind of had that Norfolk spin to it. But anyway, guys, man, I appreciate y'all, using the footage, man. I'm going to try to keep bringing content to the people. Meet me on the 50 and then Marching Podcast. A lot of new things coming up. Rogers Brothers, man. And, we all doing this for the culture. And I appreciate the love, and I'm going to keep supporting as well.
For sure, man. I sure appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. Christy, you know everybody. You know what I'm saying?
No, see, the two people that called, we go way back.
But you go way back with Rashad.
Way back. Now, you don't understand.
I'm a drum major at Morgan State, so,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I had about 3 different handles on the fifth chord. I think one was hardcore, the other one was sax finest, and I don't even know what the third one was, but I think, fifth quarter is where it started from, fifthquarter.com. Preserving the culture, protecting the craft. You know how it was?
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. Y'all make sure y'all check out the Fifth Quarter Forum too. That's with the number 5, and it's the fth.forum.com, right?
Yeah, it's just the fifthquarter.com. It forwards it all automatically to the forum. So
okay, yeah, y'all go back to the archive because that's where it started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where it started. So yeah, that's really cool. And I have to give you a shout out, Christy, real quick. Just real quick before we get, I don't want to get too much off a tangent, but when I started the podcast, I was trying to find Christy, and it took like 6 months because I think Christy thought I was crazy. And everybody else was like, oh, yeah, you know Christy? And I was like, no, not yet. I'm trying. And they was like, oh, she hadn't talked to you? So I'm glad you finally picked up the phone, Chris. I'm glad you finally hollered at me and stuff. It took a while.
It's been great. We all family.
Right. So yeah, straight up, shout out to Eddie. Really enjoy his footage and really enjoy all the videographers' footage. So real quick, Rashad, what did you think about the fifth? And then I asked you, Christy.
Let's get into it. I thought it was really interesting that as far as my man's footage was concerned, that Norfolk State started with the stand song and A&T started with the Latin March. I mean, that's a true reversal because another one of those Norfolk State standards is that they're always going to play the Latin marches. The Latin March didn't go over that well. I thought it was pretty flat. I thought it was a great attempt, but you can't just start soft and end at mezzo forte. Like, you really have to get to double forte at some point, and they just didn't do it. Overall, to summarize it, it was a one-sided battle to me. Now, let me preface by saying this. I only got as far as wild thoughts when it came to A&T. So perhaps things could have turned around, because one of my main things I wanted to say is that where is that edge from A&T? You know, that whole famous quote from A&T's announcer, nobody blows like the Aggies. Like, I just didn't hear that. It's almost like A&T was trying to try something different. Like, okay, we're gonna try something new here. And they were losing at that game. It wasn't until Wild Thoughts and I really heard A&T open up and sound more like the A&T that we're a little more used to. And perhaps after that, it was, more of an A&T battle. But up until that point, it was Norfolk State all the way. And I want to also say that when it comes to Norfolk State, you guys are saying that, they were opening up. But it's more than just the fact that they were opening up. They were playing so well. It was so much control in that sound. Like in that white T-shirt, the trombones, it was great.
Yeah.
The tubas never blatty. Their sound was so full and rich. And when they harmonized, it was just beautifully, it was so well balanced. Norfolk State plays with so much control, but is able to put that sound out. And I think this is probably something that me and Bridget have been saying for a while, particularly me, when I say that you can play loud, but you can still sound good. And this is where most bands fail, that they feel that in order to play loud, you have to sacrifice everything else. And with Norfolk, they didn't do that for the most part, that they were able to sound good and still create a very controlled, well-blended sound. As far as attack, sustain, release, they got it. Pound for pound, they're the best sounding band that I've heard at this point.
That's what's up, Rashad. Christy, what you think about the fifth?
Well, I did not watch the whole thing. I have to tell you this. I didn't even get to the Wild Thoughts part. I watched I watched the Meet Me on the 50 footage, and there was a part 1. So I watched all of part 1, which was like 20, 25 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think that Norfolk swept like Rashad was saying. I honestly, and I'm trying not to say, okay, y'all know where I went to school and everything, but right. I really was not. I didn't think that they put the shellacking on A&T like y'all saying. I did not see that. Now I thought it was interesting that A&T did Children of Sanchez. I thought that was interesting coming from A&T, but A&T has had history of playing non-returnables. I just thought it was interesting that they played the Latin March at Norfolk State, where Norfolk State, I think, one of the first bands to do the Latin marches, and they did them on a regular, fairly consistent basis. But honestly, I thought that both bands were really bringing it. I thought it was more evenly matched than what you all described. I felt like in both of the bands, as it progressed, and like I said, I only saw the first 20 minutes or so, I felt like the energy kind of got drained between both of the bands. Like, you could tell they were kind of tired. But then that fifth ended up going on for another 40 minutes between the two schools. So, what can I say about that? But I thought it was more of an even match than what y'all were saying.
I didn't think it was a shellacking either, but I definitely thought that, let me say this. I appreciated the play calling, and I appreciated the songs that we heard. So for maybe some new folks that we hearing, the play calling is what you decide to play back at a band. So it's got to be something good. You can't just have a script already and it just be playing a song. You got to respond and have something. Just like when A&T played T-shirt first and then Norfolk came back, you heard the crowd reaction. So it's got to be like that every time. So
you have to strategize. It's a strategy to this, and I think that people that don't really follow Black college bands don't realize that it's a strategy to the fifth. I mean, I know of schools that would have songs written down. If band A plays this, then we gonna play this, and they actually plan it. And so, I agree with the play calling, like you say, especially when Norfolk State was playing the Prince songs, and then A&T was returning with the Michael Jackson songs and the back and forth. I appreciated that. Yeah.
Right, you took the words right out of my mouth with that one. So 2 minutes left, y'all. Christy, do you have anything to close out the podcast with tonight?
Well, I mean, I enjoyed this battle. I was really bummed that I couldn't be there. Being that I'm from Hampton, and I worked at Norfolk, and I went to A&T. So, you know, all of these schools have you know, I'm attached to these schools in some kind of way. But it was a bummer I couldn't make it, but it sounded like it was a good time.
All right, Rashad, real quick closing thoughts.
Congratulations to all the bands who participated in High Stepping Nationals this weekend. Particularly to all the block band customers. Special shout out to Kings Fork High School under the direction of Bernard Bradley and percussion instructor Albert Schubert Davis, who were Hampton University graduates, and also the for 3A bands, the #1 band in the nation.
Oh, that's
so
what's
I'm
up.
so block band customers very excited about that.
Outstanding, Rashad. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor or a patron to the Marching Podcast, please contact the show. We'll give you the criteria to start to pub your business using our platform.